And and what I really started feeling, I was like, damn, I'm going through school. It's awesome, love it, cool. But I just got so tired, starting to think that, this auto life school work, I was working full time, going to school full time. And anybody that knows me, I was on top of all of that. I was a full-time partier, full-time party animal, baby. So you can see I was very busy. I was very busy. But, I could see myself really, getting tired of it all, getting tired of it all, and then realizing that, is this what my life is going to be? Party, 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 or work, 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 then party on the weekends, work, 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 hit the bar on the weekends, work, 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 hit the bar on the weekends. Because that's kind of, the same cycle that you see a lot of people go through. And then I got introduced to this, and I fell in love with it. I instantly saw it as an opportunity to, break the cycle, or after this weekend, break the code or the mold of what your, traditional life is supposed to look like, to the general public, or to, the average person. And since that, been running full force. I've been blessed enough to say I've been doing this for, 4, almost 5 years now. And for the last 3.5, it's been my full-time job. Made multiple six figures by the time I was 21. And it is, a blessing. And I don't ever say that to impress anybody. I say that to impress upon you of what is possible, with this industry, with, the opportunities, and with the people that you have as a support system. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the information. So the event was insane. I had a lot of epiphanies, a lot of realizations. That's what events are supposed to do. They're supposed to fire you up. They're supposed to, give you information that you can use to elevate your life and elevate the people that are around you. And so before I even continue any further, I want you guys to make sure you have some sort of pen, paper, notepad, something to take notes with, because it is a proven fact that you will forget 90% of the information if you don't write it down. And when you do write it down, it helps you retain anywhere from 40 to 70% of that information right out the jump. So just remember that. And I actually want to kind of stick on the topic of learning, guys. Why do we always press so much about taking notes and, being engaged and being aware and, being on these calls? It's because a lot of you guys right now, you get on these calls and you think that's enough. And yes, that is the first step. But a lot of people, you guys are learning passively. We talk about passive income and things like that, right? A lot of you guys are learning passively. And what do I mean by that? You guys are hearing what I'm saying, but it's not really registered because you're not engaged. You're not, being aware. You're not, understanding what is happening. So you need to stop learning passively. You need to start understanding and engaging. You have to be in a learning state, a learning state. You have to, what do I mean by that? You have to be learning as if you're going to reteach this information. And for, my leaders out there, the people that actually want to hustle, you will repeat and recite and give out this information to others as well. That's what it's supposed to be now. Knowledge is passed down from person to person to person. It's very rarely that somebody has an original thought that they created, right? That they just came up with. And even with people that create some of the most amazing inventions, have some of the greatest business ideas, they weren't the first people to think of that. They were just the person that either, acted on it first, had the resources, or made it happen, So understand that you want to learn, be in a learning state, but you want to learn as if you're going to go ahead and, teach. And that's what gets me to, my first point is learning is all state-based. It's all state-based. I want to talk about the law of energy conservation, right? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed or transferred. You guys have to understand something. You guys have energy, right? But what are you giving your energy to? What are you placing your time and energy in? Is it income producing activities? Is it things that are going to help you reach your goals, help you, in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, be the person that you want to be? What is it? What are you guys giving your guys' energy to on a daily basis? What is it that you're focusing on? Understand that a lot of us give so much time and energy to things that really don't matter. In my eyes, a lot of people sometimes, so back in school, in high school, right? There was this time that I got really embarrassed. I slipped and fell from the whole class. It was my first 3 days at this school, right? Brand new school, new kid on the block. I fell and completely, busted my butt right in front of everybody, people giggling, laughing, chuckling, and things like that. And I was so embarrassed, Kobe said, loser. I went home, right? I went home and I told my mom, I was like, man, I'm so embarrassed, so embarrassing. And what she told me? It was something that changed my life. changed my life completely. She said, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't spend time thinking about it. And I've been using that and saying that for the last decade, because anytime something happens to me, it's okay if it's embarrassing. It's okay if I mess up. It's okay if I fail, but I don't even put my energy towards it. I don't even give it a second thought if I know it's not going to matter, in 5 years. So just really remember that, they're not going to be talking about, oh, that one time Jay slipped in class in 8th, 9th grade, right? Nobody's really thinking about that. And if they are, then they need to get a damn life. I'm sticking in their head that much. It was such a great moment, right? So go ahead and use that. But the reason why I talk about, energy is because high energy equals high income. I want you guys to put this down. Put this down. Write this down. If you haven't wrote down anything yet, put down high energy equals high income. Look around at the world's greatest leaders, the world's greatest entrepreneurs, the world's, most successful people. I mean, especially in our industry, they all have high energy. They all have a high energy output, and in return, they have high income. So understand you need to start giving out more energy. Some of you guys aren't excited enough. Some of you guys don't give out that energy. You think people are going to want to follow you if you're low energy? If you're sitting and talking to them like this when you're presenting an opportunity or messaging a prospect, you're saying, yeah, I have this opportunity. It's so cool. Like I promise you it'll change your life. I'm so pumped up. I'm so fired up. Woo, woo. No, you're having high energy. I didn't get any prospects speaking like that. I was telling them, look, I know exactly what's going on. You need to see this. You need to come get your life changed, because I promise you, you will regret it in the next 5 years if you are not paying attention or if you are not ready to take that leap. Boom, simple. See how the difference in that? It's all about how you say things, right? It's all about how you say, where's your energy? Where's your conviction? And some of you guys need to raise your energy levels. This opportunity we have right here is not only a multi-million dollar opportunity, but is an opportunity to give you everything you've ever wanted in your entire life. If I came to you and said, I would give you $1 million, wouldn't you be so pumped up and so excited? Well, you have right here $1 million opportunity, a multi-million dollar opportunity, an opportunity that can lay the foundation to the rest of your entrepreneurial career. The money you make from this can obviously be turned into different assets. So understand, you need to get that high energy, that high energy. I need to see some smiles. If you got high energy, if you are pumped up, if you're excited for the future, let me see some 7-7s in the chat. And if I don't see all people on this call putting 7s in the chat, then obviously your energy is not here. And honestly, this might not be the call for you, or this might not be the opportunity for you, if I'm just being honest. High energy equals high income. High energy equals high income. Remember that. Remember that. And so the next law I want to talk about, and this is honestly, we learned about this over the weekend, but it's something that I heard for the first time a while ago, and I've been kind of living by it ever since. So it's nice to rehear it. But it's the law of exposure. The law of exposure tells us that our minds think about, process, and attract whatever it is we're most frequently exposed to. And I'll wait for a second. If you guys want to rewrite that down, I'll say it a little bit slower. So the law of exposure tells us that our minds think about, process, and attract whatever it is we're most frequently exposed to. And how I kind of read that was, the moment you expose yourself to specific information, you cannot be the same. You cannot be the same. This happened like in a big way. For the first time, me and Josh ever flew first class on a plane. I knew I never wanted to go back. I knew I never wanted to go back. I knew I never, ever wanted to fly coach again, just to be very honest with you, because I don't know how many people have flown, first in here, but the leg room, the little snacks, the meal, the extra attention to details, is everything okay, Mr. Patnode? Oh, yes, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Can I get another water? It's exposing yourself to certain information, certain, situations, certain people, certain things in your life that can, make you never the same. And that's why you're supposed to get on these calls. That's why we tell you to get on these calls, because once you hear this information, you can't unhear it. And then from there on out, what you do with it is up to you. When I'm telling you, you're messing up, or you're not going hard enough, or someone's not doing this, or someone's not doing that, they now know what they're doing wrong, and it's up to you to change it. That's the same, thing is when you get on these calls, what are you doing with this information afterwards? You now know what you should be doing by getting on these calls, right? Or by going through the academy and learning how to trade. You go on, you know what you should be risking per trade, but you want to risk 5 to 10% every single trade you take. Come on now, think about that. You know what you're supposed to be doing. So you can't unlearn this information. Now it's just completely up to you guys to go ahead and utilize it. So the law of exposure, right? And I want to stay on this topic because the next thing I want you to write down is proximity is power. Proximity is power. What is it, like, just like the law is stating, what is it that you're exposing yourself to? Who are you exposing yourself to? What type of music? What type of, relationships do you have? Is your significant other toxic? Are your friends toxic? Are the people, my favorite saying, and we've been saying it for the last 5 years, is you are the average of the top 5 people you spend the most time with, right? The 5 people you spend the most time with, you're usually the average of them. If you're out, they're all drinking every single day, you're probably out drinking every single day. They're all smoking, you're probably smoking. If they're all very wealthy, well, then you're probably very wealthy. It's just inevitable. And I found myself, as we were talking about the law of exposure this weekend, really going back and thinking in depth on times of when I was hanging out with certain people or doing certain things or listening to certain music, how that really affected me. When I was like a freshman in high school, the people I used to spend the most time around, they used to smoke and drink and party. And so what was I doing? I was still in sports. I was still an athlete. I still have my athlete friends. But what was I doing? I was out there doing with them. I found myself coming back further and further away from what my goals were at that time because that's what they were doing. You have to start understanding that type of stuff. What is that you're having that energy to? I had a past relationship where all it was fighting and nothing positive, talking about how bad life and the economy and the president and in the universe and how everything is just so bad and so bad. And guess what? Those same things seeped into my thoughts. So what do you think I do now? I only listen to positive people. I only take, honestly, advice from successful people. Someone might, say something to me, I'll register it and I'll think about it for myself. But I take into account whose mouth is speaking on these things. The power of proximity. What is it that you're surrounding yourself with, right? What is it? Who is it? On a daily basis, every second of every day. These little things you don't even think about, right? It could be, just the music you listen to. Well, also when I was in high school, anybody know the artist Tyler, the Creator? I was a big fan of him when I was like a freshman or sophomore. I found myself listening to him so much, and a few other people. And the whole message of a lot of different songs were, do this, F that. And I found myself thinking like that, speaking like that. Was that who I was? At the time and place, because that's what I was exposing myself to. So what I'm getting at here, guys, is you need to start exposing yourself to that positivity, that action, that hard workingness, that grit, everything in your life that can make you better. It's right around the corner. You just have to want it. And that's why this community is amazing, right? We are surrounded by a bunch of like-minded individuals that are all going to crush their dreams and goals. Surrounded by a bunch of like-minded individuals that are all going to crush their dreams, ambitions, and their goals. It doesn't get much better than that, right? You're surrounded by people that their whole entire goal is to be better. Their whole entire goal is to, be better versions of themselves. And you need to utilize that. If this is your new friendship, if this is your new family, embrace it, because it doesn't get much better than this. Everybody that's in this community, we don't let hate, we don't let, the downs or anything affect us. You're surrounded by people that all they want to do is succeed and be great. So start utilizing that. And if you have that toxicness in your life, it might hurt to cut them out because you might love them. It could be family, friends, significant others, whatever it is, you got to cut it, because the longer you allow yourself to be exposed to that type of energy, the further and further down the rabbit hole you go. And the harder it is to go ahead and get out of that situation. It's easier to, pull the weed from the root, right? Easier to pull the weed from the root. That is what will cut the problems off. So start understanding that and start knowing what is going around you. So the power is in the proximity is in the power, right? Start utilizing that and utilize the people around you. And so I want to go ahead and shift gears. I want to give you guys something I really want you guys to take down. When I said there's only 16 seats on a G8, so all good, y'all don't want to act right. I feel that for sure. So understand now, I got something I want to talk to you guys about. So there's one skill that will make you the most money when it comes to network marketing, when it comes to building your business. There is a skill that I think is, if not the most important, one of the most important skills to have in network marketing. And, leave it to anybody that has had success in the industry, they will tell you. And that is, telling your story, getting good at storytelling, but more specifically, your story. And I want to go ahead and break down, some tips on how to tell your story. The best ways to provide, the best accurate depiction or the most value or the most interest from a prospect. So we'll go ahead and start with number one, guys. So this is tips on how to tell your story. You need to get good at storytelling if you want to be great at this. If you want to have anybody that's interested, if you want everybody to relate to, right? So the very first one is share your background. Share your background, guys. So, and I told my story at the beginning of this call, although, some of you guys might already know me. I just had to tell it again because I want you guys to understand this. Share your story. And what do I mean by that? Or share your background. What was it that you're doing before network marketing? What were you doing before you found this opportunity? So you need to explain that, hey, like I was saying in relations to mine is, I was in school. I was in college full time. I was working full time. And then I threw a joke in there, right? What I was doing prior to finding this opportunity. And so number two for the tip is every great story has conflict. So, show what you didn't like about your background or your life before you got into this industry. So number two, every great story has conflict. Show what you didn't like about your background, looking for a way out. Why did you want to do this, right? You were looking for a way out. And that's why I said I was looking for a way to change my life. I was looking for a way to, change the course of my future. And then number three, share the solution, share the opportunity, share what this is. I found Driven Trading Academy, so on and so forth. And then number four, share with them how you feel about your future. Why are you excited about this? Really, why are you excited about this? Be able to go ahead and share that with them. Share the vision of the future. So I'll wait a second so you guys can write that down. One of the best things, I ever heard was a mentor of mine told me, he said, I was working on my job full-time and then working on my fortune part-time. And that's what this is. You're working, if you have jobs, if you're in school, whatever it may be, you're doing that full-time and then working your fortune part-time until it becomes full-time. It's very simple. It's a very simple game. And then number five, the most important of it all. I'll give myself a little drum roll. Share the story with everybody. Share the story with everyone. You have to get good at it. You have to get reps in. You need to share your story with 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 people. You need to get good at telling the story, but there's no way to get good at something that you don't actually do yourself. I can go ahead and sit and watch videos on how to shoot a basketball all day long. Or I can sit and watch videos on how to trade or how to become the best network marketer or how to, become a great leader. But unless I actually apply these things, and that's why I always say knowledge isn't power, because to know and to not do is the same as not knowing at all, right? So applied knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. So all the stuff that you're learning, if you want to really get good at your story, you will go ahead and go tell this a million billion times. And there's no difference between me and you. There really is no difference between me and someone that just got started. The only difference is I have shown the plan and shared my story more times. That's the only reason why I am in the position that I am. And that's why there are people that make way more than I do that are in a, better financial situation than I'm in because they've shared the story more times than I have. That's what it is. The person that shares the story most wins. I want you guys to write that down. The person that shares their story the most wins. It's a very simple game. It's not hard. It's not hard. You just have to share your story and you'll get good at it. So I'll run through the five real quick, just for anybody that did not get them. Is the first one is share your background, right? What were you doing before network marketing? Number two is every great story has conflict. Share about what you didn't like about your background and what you're doing before. Three, share the solution. And then four, share with them on how you feel about your future with this. And then five, share the story. Share the story as many times as possible. That's how you get practice over and over and over and over again. And the one that shares the story the most, like I said, they win. You will have everything you ever wanted by just telling the story. just by telling your story. And who doesn't like to tell a good story? Who doesn't like to hear a good story, right? So, guys, the information I was brought you was a combination tonight of the also awesome Break the Code event. Shout out to everybody that was there and all the speakers, and then a little, stuff that I wanted to bring to you guys for tonight. But with that being said, we have the event right around the corner, right in Orlando. I hope to see everybody that's there. I'm so excited to meet a lot of people in person for the first time as well. And I want you guys to come with the high energy. I will feel the energy. I will promise you, I will bring that energy to you, but I want you guys to bring that energy as well, because if you really want someone to remember you, you will have that high energy. People don't, they never really remember what you say. They remember on how you made them feel when you said it. And that is something that stays tried and true for all of eternity. People will forget a lot of this stuff, but you might get off of a call and be like, man, I don't know what it was. I forgot what the hell he just said, but it was awesome, right? So remember that. Keep the high energy. Keep the high energy. Make yourself rememberable in that aspect and be bold in that aspect as well. But that right there is all I have for you. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the next speaker. You guys may know him. He is my business partner, brother, and best friend, a man that has helped many and many, thousands and thousands of people, reach their goals. So if there's anybody that has, some information that he's able to share with you guys, and you should listen if you haven't already started taking notes, he is the one that you should do. And he also absorbed a lot of information from this event as well. And I know he's going to be able to give it to you guys with the most pristine amount of energy in the world. He does what he always does and comes with the heat and comes with the sauce. So with no more further ado, I want to introduce Mr. Joshua Amundson. You hear me, big dog?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I appreciate it a ton.
Yeah, I love you, big dog.
All right, guys. Well, let's drop some ones in the chat for Jay Patnode, man. That was absolutely beautiful, dude. Your energy is contagious. Justin, you're right. We're shotgunning Celsius is over here. You know how we get down, we get pumped up, we get fired up. I'm just grateful, to be able to be on calls with you, man, and learn from you simultaneously, dude. That event was absolutely insane. And so just a quick reminder, those of you that are senior reps and above, we got a call here starting in 30 minutes, I think. Yeah, 30 minutes, 9 p.m. CST with the CEO of the company. Super, super excited. Reach out to me if you don't have the link yet. It's going to be one you don't want to miss. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Josh Amundson. I am 25 years old. I'm out in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We just got back from Miami, right into the snow. Let's go, we're fighting to get out of here, man. That's the whole goal. No, but we do love Minnesota. Really grateful for it. Summers here are beautiful. Come out in the summer sometime, come hang out with us. It's a good time. So as Jay was saying, guys, this Break the Code event, it was unbelievable, man. It was unbelievable. The stuff we learned, the whole goal of that event was to completely shift your paradigm. If you don't know what a paradigm is, your paradigm is the way that you think about everything in the world, the way you think about politics, the way you think about family life, the way you think about business, the way you think about school, the way you think about work, the way you think about life, nature. That's your paradigm. And the goal of these events is to break it. Is to break your paradigm, break the code, break what you've been coded and programmed your entire life. Your entire life. It's crazy. So, the whole goal of this event is to leave a completely different person, man. And so amazing event. I was really, really blessed to, be able to go out there with the CEO, went out there, me, Jay, Corey, and also the educator, Noah. And it was just a beautiful experience. And so, I just kind of want to dive into some stuff, the strongest people that I know are two things. They're positive and they're confident. And right now, it's really important if you have people in your life that you care about to jot this stuff down, because you can teach your kids this stuff. You can teach your family members this stuff, your friends at work this stuff. You can teach people this. It's real stuff. It's not just people in the business. And so the strongest people I know are positive and confident. Angie, I appreciate it. Thank you. The weakest people that I know, they're fearful and they're greedy. Those are the weakest people I know. They're fearful and they're greedy. And so I want you to write this down right now, okay? Write this down. This year, in 2023, I will maintain a positive, confident mental attitude. This year in 2023, I will maintain a positive, confident, mental attitude. Okay, man, you got to focus on the positives. You got to maintain your confidence. And this is by affirming it. It's understanding what it takes to be a strong person, being positive and confident. You know, on the climb to success, I see a lot of people and they reach a certain level of success. This year in 2023, someone said, repeat that, please. I was sneezing. This year in 2023, I will maintain a positive, confident, mental attitude. Okay. Like I was saying though, on the climb to success over the last 5 years, we've watched other people, you know, they go hit this level of income, you know, 5,000 a month, you know, 2,000 a month, 1,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 25,000 a month, 50, 100, $250,000 a month. And they forgot at one point in time what got them there. They forgot what they were doing to get them to where they are right now. And what happens is they will either plateau and they will not pass that income. They will not pass where they are, or they'll end up going backwards until they're back to where they started. And then they remember, oh, that's what got me there. So I encourage you, man, if you're a leader on this call, remember what you were doing when you first got started. Remember who you were, how you were acting, and the level of excitement that you had. You know, you just understand this, you know, it takes the same amount of effort to make 100K a year as it does to make 100K a month. It's the same amount of effort. It's just that when people get to 100K a year, they stop doing what got them there, that they never get to 100K a month. And it's because they stopped doing what originally they were doing. You know, they say in network marketing, let's use, you know, Driven for an example, senior representative and above, you know, the first rank in the company, that is the same thing as a, you know, diamond in the company making $150,000 a month. That's the same thing. They were just consistent enough to get there, consistent long enough to achieve that goal. You know, people get stuck at 10K a month, they get comfortable, you know, 120,000 a year, and they're like, all right, now I can kick back and relax and chill, man. And so if that's all you want, that's completely fine. But if you haven't achieved any of these results yet that we're talking about, just understand that's okay. I do not believe in losers. I do not believe in losers at all. I do believe that you have not figured out how to win yet, though. And that's okay. I don't believe in losers. There's no losers in this business. There's no losers in other areas. I just believe you haven't learned how to win yet. That's it. Okay. You know, and what it really comes down to is your environment is more important than your own genetics. Your environment is more important than your own genetics. You know, and Jay was just saying this, you know, if you're around an environment that has high energy, type in the chat. What happens when you're around an environment that has high energy? What happens, guys? High energy equals what? Put it in the chat right now. Let's see it. High energy equals what? Success. High energy equals what? High income. High energy does equal those things, guys. High energy means high income. Low energy is low income. Who are you hanging around every single day, man? When I go back and I start hanging out with my friends from high school, and, you know, they're, you know, making, you know, 50K a year, you know, whatever, they're doing what they got to do, what we're all told to do, go to school, get good grades, live an average life, whatever. That's okay. I start conforming back into that. Who can agree with that? When you get around the people you used to hang out with back in the day, you start turning back into them and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I just worked my ass off to get out of this freaking point. And now I'm going back in it. No way, man. Bye. No way. It's okay to see him once a year. It's okay to see him every once in a blue moon. But, you know, that's why your environment is more important than your genetics, man. And so a lot of people wonder, like, what is my special gift? You know, I see, you know, when I was, you know, coming in this industry, I saw people like that were winning in their first month of business. They were learning how to trade in 30 days. They were just crushing it. They're posting thousands of dollars. They're absolutely killing it. They're having way more success faster than me. And I was like, what is my gift? You know, where's my success? And what I kind of realized is the gift you have always had inside of you. You will always have your gift inside of you, but you might not be ready to receive it yet. You might not be ready to receive the gift that you're looking for so bad. because you haven't become the person who's ready to receive it yet. You know, your life changes when you decide it changes. Your life literally changes when you decide it changes, okay? What you focus on is what you're going to get more of. If you focus on, man, I'm not making a lot of money. Man, I can't sign anyone up. Man, my business isn't growing. Man, all my leaders quit. Man, I'm going backwards in ranks. Man, I can't pay the bills. Man, I can't afford to go on trips. What are you going to get more of? All of that stuff. You got to start lying to yourself. Start lying to yourself over and over about the positive things. You know, my team has never been growing harder than it is right now. The company has never been in more momentum than it is right now. I've never made more money than I have right now. You gotta start telling yourself this, man. So just ask yourself, do I focus on the past, the present, or the future? Because that's exactly what's going to be repeated, whatever one you're focusing on, all right? So I want to dive into some different stuff, okay? And it has to do, some of you might have heard before, it has to do with the power of one more. Okay, the power of one more. All right, you know, we're always one decision away from changing our life. You know, we're one product, we're one speaker, we're one podcast, we're one book, we're one leader, we're one experience, Orlando, February 3rd, away from changing our life. One decision away from changing our life. And so, you know, the first thing is, you know, we got to be willing to do the things that nobody else is willing to do. You got to be willing to do the things that nobody else is willing to do. Think about it. How many people are in your group chats that you're in right now? How many of them are on this call? You got to be willing to do the things that nobody else is willing to do. That's how you win, man. That is how you win, straight up. You know, everyone else clocked out at 7 p.m. Absolutely not, man. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win in this business, whatever it takes. So do the things that people aren't willing to do around you. You know, one more rep always, man. You know, just attend that one more leadership call, attend that one more event, attend that one more, you know, read that one more book. And so just understand, sometimes though, on your journey to success in the beginning, you're going to have to sell the dream while you're living a nightmare. You're going to have to sell this dream of what's possible inside this opportunity while you're still in your nightmare, while you're still in that storm. You have to be telling people, and I know it's not easy in the beginning. You got to be telling people, man, like, this is the dream. I've seen people do it. I have physical proof with my own eyes, even though you're still in your storm. Sometimes in the beginning, that's how it starts. But I'll tell you what, if you can survive the temporary pain that you're feeling of building your business, of working the job that you hate, as you know, mastering the new skill, of going through that breakup, on the other side of that is a part of you that you did not know existed. If you can survive the temporary pain, on the other side of that is a part of you you did not know existed. You never met him before. You know, one of my favorite quotes is, and I bet a lot of you have heard this before, but I believe in this like fully. When you die, you meet the person that you could have been. You know, when you die, you meet the person that you could have been face to face. You meet them. You know, the person that decided to just do one more. You know, it's the person that went to the gym one more day than you. It's the person that, you know, decided to eat healthier one more day. It's the person that had the meditating for one more day. It's the person that did another sales call than you at the end of the day. They, you know, had one more day giving their business all they got, giving their relationship all they got. One more day of just doing more. And so, two skills that I've always focused on, man, since I got started, two skills I've always focused on is, number one is reading people. I got really, really good at reading people, man. But I'll tell you what, I was not good in the beginning. I was terrible at it. All my relationships bad in the beginning. And it's because I didn't know how to read people. I didn't understand. I didn't know how to do leadership. I didn't know how to do a lot of stuff, but I made it an effort to learn how to read people. You know, make them feel important, make people feel important, genuinely make them feel important, you know? And as a leader or a good person or, you know, whatever you want to call it, my mentor taught me, imagine every single person in the room or every single person you see has a big sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. That's what I learned about reading people. Imagine everyone has a sign that literally just says, make me feel important, man. Go out of your way to make your team feel important. Go out of your way to make people in your business feel important. The second skill that I've been focusing on mastering since I first got started is communication. Shifting people's energy. Shifting people's energy. Okay. And it takes time to learn these skills to where they actually pay you. It takes time to learn these skills where you will actually be able to make money from them. It takes time, but if you can survive the temporary pain, you have a real chance at this. If you can survive that pain, you got a real chance at this. It's just straightforward. And so it's just the power of doing one more, one more time, one more day. There's something called a evangelist. Yeah, evangelist. Sorry, it's an interesting word. I learned this one, but this is a person who seeks to convert others, especially while public speaking. Okay, this is a person who seeks to convert others, especially while public speaking. This is usually for a cause. Now, it's usually for some sort of cause. This started back with religion back in the day. But it's a person who seeks to convert others, especially through public speaking. And so the mentality that we realize at this event that everyone's got to have is, I'm not trying when you're talking to a prospect or, one of your family members, whoever I'm not trying to get you to believe in what I'm saying. I'm trying to get you to believe that I believe in what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get you to believe in what I'm saying. I'm trying to get you to believe that I believe in what I'm saying. We are always chasing emotion. People are reading you. They're reading you. Is this person really believing what they're saying? Or are they just trying to sell me something? Does this person really believe in their product and service? Does this person really believe in their, religion or whatever it is? So connect your emotion with products and services that you have. You got to connect your emotion with your products and services. Become emotionally attached to your company. Become emotionally attached to your opportunity, your business. And so we're selling the dream, man. And so what we really got to do, what we realize too, is we got to get into the happiness business. We got to get into that happiness business. Okay. We're selling happiness, man. I've heard it before. Someone asked me, like, Josh, what business are you in? I'm in the business of solving people's problems. I'm in the business of making people happy. That's what business I'm in. This whole time throughout your career, let's say you're less than a year in, 10 years in, whatever it is, you have been building a legacy for yourself this whole time. You've been building a reputation for yourself, right? You've been building a reputation for yourself. You know what they say about reputations? Takes 30 years to build a reputation, takes 30 seconds to destroy it. We're in the happiness business. We're here to make people happy. And if you have someone on your team, man, you are so blessed and lucky, man. This is a volunteer army. People are here because they want to be here. People are here because they want to grow. They want to expand, and they want to be happy. And so just know, like Jay was saying, people don't remember what you said to them. They remember how you made them feel. I have leaders who aren't a part of my organization anymore. They still respect me. I have prospects that I've shown the plan to that said no, they still respect me. I have people that I have hit up over and over and over, but they still respect me. And so it's about your legacy, guys. And so just know this. I want you to write this down. The more that you evolve, the more you meet who you used to be through other people. The more that you evolve, the more that you meet who you used to be through other people. And you could see that, man. You see people like, dude, I was just like that person. Holy cow, I'm glad I'm different now. I'm so glad I'm out of that, because you evolve. And when you take a step outside, when you actually stop what you're doing, you take a step outside, you see from a third person perspective who you used to be, who you used to be hanging around with, and guess what? Here's the cool part. You are the most qualified to help the people who you used to be. You are the most qualified to help them because you used to be them. You're the most qualified person on the planet to help that person. And so I want to get into suffering and pain real quick. All right. Suffering and pain are different. These are different emotions. They're different experiences. Suffering is usually what causes a person to change or start doing something new. Suffering is what causes you to start doing something new because you're suffering. You need to change something. You know, suffering is what causes a person to change and start doing something new. And pain is usually what causes a person to stop or end what they're doing. Suffering and pain are different. You know, some people start an opportunity, start a business because they're suffering. You know, some people just stay suffering the rest of their life. Some people start because of suffering, but most people that you see stop, it's when the pain starts to happen. They stop, they give up, they quit, they end, they execute, they cut out. This is when the pain starts to happen. But remember this, if you can survive the temporary pain long enough, you have a real chance of having success. You know, and this doesn't even just come with the company, not just a real chance of success making it in driven, not just a real, chance at making it in trading and seeing, how some of these traders are doing, not just a chance of that. You got a chance, if you can get through the temporary pain of having success in your health, going to the gym, having success in your wealth, learning how to manage money correctly, learning how to love people, from whatever trauma experiences you had in the past, learning how to be open and just learning how to be happy. You got a real chance at those 4 pillars of life, if you can handle the pain of fixing it. So what I want you guys to do real quick is I just want you to think about, like a friend or a parent or a family member, relative, doesn't matter, who's recently passed away. Think about them. Could have been, years ago, but I want you to ask yourself this. Would you be proud, would they be proud for how hard you've been working on your goals? Would they be proud of you if they could talk to you right now and you could ask them of how hard you've been working on yourself? And if the answer is in your head is no, we need to change some things. We need to change some things we've been focusing on and change some things we've been doing because we want to make them proud. We all think we have unlimited time every single day, man. If you're 20 years old or older, you have woken up over 7,000 times in your life. We're pretty used to it. We're pretty used to waking up. We're all used to it, man. Like we usually don't expect anything else. That's only 20 years old. 7,000 times we've woken up, opened our eyes. One day that friend, that family member, that relative, maybe your parents, they did not wake up and they didn't know that was their last time going to sleep. We are on limited time. We literally have an hourglass life right now. Every day I wake up, I am so grateful for another day. I'm so grateful my eyes opened up. I'm so grateful I'm awake. I'm so grateful that I put myself in a state of gratitude. And I really focus on the power of one more. I thank God while I'm lying there that I got one more day. So guys, listen, I want us to lock in on our goals, man. I want us to really think about what have we been doing every day? Can I go harder? Can I expand my horizon? Can I get through the temporary pain so I can fucking become rich in this business, so I can help my family, so I can become happy, so I can travel, so I can retire my parents, so I can do what I came here to do when I first got started, man. So guys, I really appreciate you hopping on this call. And this is what those events do to you right now, right here. The emotions you felt on this call, this is what those events do. We don't just go to put content on our story, man. We go to change our life, to remind ourselves, why are we working so hard and why are we doing this? So I really hope that we see you guys in Orlando, February 3rd through 5th. We're all going to be there and we're going to change our life. Okay. So God bless you guys. Coming up here in 6 minutes, senior rep and above call. If you're not a senior rep yet, senior representative, sign up 2 leads. Boom, you're in the group. Lots of VIP calls, super, super amazing stuff. But I love you. I care about you. Let's go make our family proud, y'all. Have an
Let's
amazing
go.